Hi everyone, this is Penny from Wackowitch Astrology, and though I am an astrologer, I also study something called numerology, which is the study of numbers and letters and the vibrations they give off, the influences they have on the world, and for our names, numerology will tell us a lot about the role we take on, what we consider to be our own personal responsibility, and how we interact with our friends, family, and coworkers. Today, we are here to talk about the 17th letter of the alphabet, which is the letter Q. Now, first of all, if you have not seen my video for the letter O, you need to watch it because much of what I say about the letter O and how it's shaped, not necessarily how it sounds, but how it's shaped, will also apply to the letter Q because Q has an O in it. And it encompasses all of that circular stuff in this perfect idea. But since Q is the 17th letter of the alphabet, it encompasses the idea of perfect knowledge. Knowledge that we can do something with, knowledge that we can turn into something else in the future. So some names that start with the letter Q are Quincy, Quinn, Quentin, Queenie. And most of these I don't know if I'm going to be able to say them right. So I'm probably better off not saying them, but maybe showing them. And if you are in the comments, you can tell us how these names are supposed to be pronounced, if you know. Words that start with the letter Q are often words that we use to measure something. Like the word quiz is used to measure how much knowledge we have retained over a certain period of time. We have quantity, which is literally the measure of how many, quality, the measure of how good something is, quilt, which is still something that we can amount up to, queen, a status symbol. And then we have words like quit, quack, quirl, and quick. I think quick is a very good one for people whose names start with the letter Q because they tend to want things done quick. Another thing about Q is in English, we always pair it with a U. So you'll have to go ahead and watch my U video when it comes out too. Other languages don't always do that though. So the letter Q, as I said, it has that whole perfectionist idea and how things already exist in their natural state, and they believe in the truth of natural existence and that certain things just inherently can't be changed because they are the way that they are. And that is something that makes people whose names start with the letter Q a little more stubborn. So there is that stubbornness to the letter Q and kind of this know-it-all attitude like, oh, I already have everything figured out and I know which knowledge is worth something and what isn't worth sticking around to learn. I know what is and is not a waste of my time, and I only care about the information and the resources that are actually going to get me somewhere because I'm not here to have my time wasted. I want things to happen quick. I want things that are of high quality. So Q is very status concerned. They want to see what they can make out of what they are given. Everything we have and everything that our program, whether it be our learning program at school or our training program at work, everything the programs that we exist within encompass. They want that to lead them to something. They want it to amount to something. And they either want to be able to like change the world with it or create some status and create a name for themselves. You know, they don't want knowledge just for knowledge's sake. They're not curious just for the sake of expanding their mind. They want something that they can physically make something of. They want information that they can do something with. If you're going to give them something, they want it to be something that they can do something with. So they want practical uses for what they learn. And if they feel like there's no practical use for it, they will be very confident in saying it that it must not be there at all. If they can't immediately see the purpose for something, they're quick to disregard it. Um, but they're also very resourceful, and they know they're resourceful, so they'll have confidence in that, and they'll kind of see, oh, this is where something that I can do something with this. I know what to do with all of these things. But when there's a thing that they don't know what to do with it and they don't feel like they have any purpose for it, they can just kind of toss it aside, and they're like, no, I'm not interested in that thing. And they can become kind of irritable if they feel like someone's trying to make them place value on something that they felt was just extra rubbish and wasting their time, because they're impatient and they're focused at the same time, and they know that they have a vision of what they're trying to accomplish or what they're trying to achieve, and they know when they see something that's a part of that, and then they also are able to recognize when they're given something that's not a part of that, and they try to be like, no, I don't need that, like, you don't get it, I don't need that. And they're very direct in that. They have that focused path, and they know what they need and they know what they don't need, and they don't want to hear anyone else trying to tell them otherwise when it comes to that. So Q is a good letter for confidence, but it can also kind of be cockiness at times. It's a very focused letter. It's forward moving. It's about progress and seeing where we can get ourselves, and what we can turn things into. Even if we've been through a hard time or a hard situation, Q wants to focus on, okay, how do we move forward from that? How do we get to a better place after whatever has happened? Whatever I am given, whatever is put on my plate, I want to be able to make the absolute best of that. And I'm not going to add anything that seems pointless. They don't want to have any of their time wasted or anything like that. So that's the type of energy and the type of mindset that the letter Q is good for. And it's a very important letter for us to have in the alphabet, and definitely a necessary energy in this world. So keep in mind of how you are using that energy, and I hope this video helped you out a little bit. If you're interested in purchasing a name interpretation, I'm currently offering them for $12 on my website, so go ahead and check that out and see if that's still the price. My prices do gradually go up over time, but it doesn't happen that fast, so just depending on how old this video is, go ahead and check that out. And I do astrology readings, and I have astrology videos as well, so make sure you subscribe and you stay tuned for everything else that I have offered. Take care.